Hello, and welcome to another insightful episode of Vanya's Career Show. I am your host, Sunita Rai, founder of Vanya Career Consultancy and a certified career analyst, educationist, having more than 3.5 decades of experience in guiding and mentoring students to make informed and confident career choices. At Vanya Career Consultancy, we firmly believe that a student's career choice should be based on awareness, self discovery, and strategic planning, not just societal expectations or conventional trends. Through scientific career assessments, expert counseling, and industry insights, we empower students to make informed choices that lead to successful careers. During my years of counseling, one of the most common dilemmas that I have encountered, especially from biology students, is Ma'am, I love biology, मुझे बहुत अच्छी लगती है, but I don't want to be a doctor. What are my options? Or, I didn't get a medical seat. Does that mean my future in biology is over? My answer to all such students has been, while medicine is a fantastic field, biology is much more than just MBBS. It's vast, dynamic field with limitless career opportunities that go beyond medicine. What if I told you that biology today is shaping the future in ways far beyond hospitals and clinics? It's at the forefront of solving global challenges like climate change, pandemics, and food security. Your work in biology could lead to groundbreaking discoveries that transform industries. From biotechnology, genetics, and bioinformatics to forensic science, pharmaceutical research, and microbiology, the world of biology is vast today and filled with endless career possibilities. Today, in this episode, we are diving into one such high impact and future driven field, microbiology. This field is at the heart of breakthroughs in medicine, agriculture, environmental science, and even space exploration. So, if you are a student wondering what lies beyond medicine in the field of biology, stay with us. This episode is definitely for you. To help us explore why microbiology is one of the most promising careers of the 21st century, we have a renowned expert with us today, and that is Dr. Rajeev Kapoor. Dr. Rajeev Kapoor is a renowned microbiologist, researcher, and patent expert, currently serving as Associate Professor and Deputy Director at the Center of IPR Studies, Maharishi Dayanand University. With over 20 years of experience in research and academia and industry, his contributions are game changing. Dr. Kapoor, welcome to Vanya's Career Show. It's truly an honor to have you here.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the wonderful introduction.
Dr. Kapoor, can you now introduce yourself to the viewers?
Yeah, sure. I'm Dr. Rajeev Kapoor and currently serving as Associate Professor at Department of Microbiology at Maharishi Dayanand University. Prior to this, I did my PhD from Delhi University South Campus in a field related to my fungi. And I've been to US for my postdoctoral research that was in University of Arkansas and where I learned on the disintegration of the microbes for different recalcitrant compounds.
Well, that's really exciting. Dr. Kapoor, I'll just start with many students are either unfamiliar with microbiology or don't fully understand its scopes. Can you give a simple yet powerful explanation of what microbiology is and why it's important in our daily lives?
See, very briefly, the definition of microbiology. Microbiology is the study of all those living organisms which are not visible by naked eye. So we study the microorganisms using a microscope. As you can see in the background where I'm sitting, there is a microscope, and we study all the microorganisms using these microscopes. And something which is invisible and something which is of the order of 10 raised to the power minus 6. The study of such living organisms is called microbiology, and primarily we study about bacteria, fungi, viruses, and protozoans in microbiology.
That's really a nice way of explaining what microbiology is. And I feel that the microorganisms, they're so small, they're almost invisible to the eye. But I feel that their impact is everywhere, from air we breathe to the medicines we take. And this leads to my next question, which is, many students assume that microbiology only leads to a career in academia, that is research, teaching or research. But today, microbiologists are solving some of the world's biggest challenges. Can you share how microbiology is helping address global issues like food security, climate change, antibiotic resistance, and even space research? Uh, Also, please highlight some exciting industries where microbiologists are in demand today.
Sure. You're very right, ma'am. Most of the problems that our world is going to face, most of the issues that are coming up in our day to day life, or the challenges which the world is facing, are to be solved using microorganisms. I will tell you that how microorganisms are playing a major role in every aspect of our life. First, let me start with uh, the pharmaceutical industry, where microorganisms are playing a major role. Like, first is the development of antibiotics. Like, uh, when the first antibiotic was discovered, like penicillin, which was discovered by Alexander Fleming, he that was the first antibiotic which came, and it was hugely successful. But now, due to the development of antibiotic resistance, this antibiotic, the first generation antibiotics, are no more useful. We need antibiotics which are capable of killing the microorganisms which have developed resistance against antibiotics. So there is a huge demand of people, huge demand of industries, where new antibiotics are being synthesized. Then comes the area of vaccines. Vaccines, as we all saw that how vaccine could solve, or how vaccines showed us a way of preventing epidemic, which was COVID-19. So development of vaccines also is one key area where microbiologists are playing major roles. Then comes, in pharmaceutical sector, another upcoming pharmaceutical is probiotics. So probiotics is nothing but a consortium of microorganisms which are used to heal a sick person. Let me tell you that now it has been discovered, it has been very well understood that the overall well-being of a person is dependent upon his or her gut microbiology. The trillions of bacteria which are living in your gut, if they are healthy, they will lead to the overall health of the person who is harboring these bacteria. Right? So, probiotic is one area where the pharmacy sector is developing new probiotic drinks, and they are solving most of the diseases. They are curing most of the diseases by using probiotics. Next is the clinical microbiology, where a lot of new jobs are coming up, because the method of diagnosing a disease has now increasingly been dependent upon the new techniques like PCR, that is polymerase chain reaction, where new ways of diagnosing disease have come up. Even the COVID-19 was diagnosed through a PCR based method, that is called reverse real time PCR, which actually gave us even the viral load in a person. Then, human microbiome is something which is coming up, and there is a huge demand of people who would understand what is human microbiome. So, human microbiome is nothing but the bacteria which are sitting in our gut. So these bacteria, they are playing an important role in absorption of nutrients, and the overall health of a person. So there is a great need of research and great need of new products which would help us grow the microbiome into a healthy individual. Next comes the food and beverage industry. The food and beverage industry is also hugely dependent on the microorganisms or the microbiologists. The biggest one is the beverage industry, which is the largest revenue generator for any state in India or worldwide. The beverages are something which are consumed in every state, and there is a huge demand of beverages. These beverage industry is totally dependent on the fermentation carried out by a yeast or a microorganism. So there is a huge demand of people who know fermentation and who know the techniques involved in fermenting a sugar into an alcohol. Then comes the food industry. There are a lot of fermented foods which are made using microorganisms. So the curd, the yogurt, the cheese, all these drinks are having, they involve some or the other form, the microorganisms. Okay. Then comes the biotechnology as an industry, or the genetic engineering as an industry. There are many products. For example, I'll give you the example of insulin. Insulin is something which is required by the diabetic people whose body don't synthesize insulin. And insulin is in huge demand, and biotechnology gives us a very good option of producing insulin through microbiology. So previously, insulin was produced by slaughtering animals and extracting insulin from the slaughtered animals. So that was a very cruel and very expensive technique also. But now insulin is being made by microbiologists using a recombinant microorganism. Then let me tell you that how microbiologists or how microorganisms are contributing for environmental sciences. Like in environment, most of the toxic pollutants which are being spilled on into the water, onto the soil or in the air, can be cleaned by microorganisms. A simple example is the cleaning of the oil spills, which often happens in the sea, due to which a lot of animals they get killed because they no more can breathe, because the oxygen which is dissolved in the water, it comes from the environment, and the oil cuts the contact of oxygen with the water, and thereby the animals get suffocated. So such oil spills which are happening in the sea can also be cleaned by microorganisms. And second important thing about environment is reclaiming the contaminated soil. So wherever there has been an industrial spillage or industrial effluent discharge, the soil gets it becomes very poor to support any sort of vegetation. So such kind of soil can also be reclaimed by microorganisms. Let me talk about a bit about space research. That is very interesting. Let me inform you, there has been no microorganism which has been isolated from space till date. Although there are a lot of missions or exploratory missions which are going on in the space to find out whether or not there is any microorganism living there or not. But previous missions which were carried out, it showed that microorganisms can survive in space also. So this opens up a new area of research, like what kind of microorganisms can survive in space. It has been shown, it has been proven that microorganisms which were carried to the space onto the Petri plates actually survived. So the kind of microorganisms, we call it as extremophiles. So microorganisms can also survive the harsh conditions which are present in the space also. So they can contribute to different kind of food production there, recycling of waste, and many other things. Another important area is agriculture. You all know that India is an agricultural country. Our economy grossly depends on our produce through agriculture. And in agriculture, a lot of a big industry is coming up, which we call as biofertilizer industry, which is replacing all those use of the insecticides, pesticides, rodenticides or weedicides. There are a lot of chemicals which are used nowadays in agriculture, but the use of biofertilizers means a kind of a fertilizer which has been developed by a consortium of microorganisms which are present on an organic waste, and these microorganisms uh, they are they are spray or they are applied to the soil through these biofertilizers, and these microorganisms helps in the increasing the absorption of nutrients for the plants, thereby completely replacing the use of the chemical entities which are causing a lot of health issues in the population. Most of the cancers which have come into the light are the result of carcinogens, and most of these chemicals which are being used in agriculture nowadays, like the pesticides, insecticides, they're all carcinogens. So biofertilizers can replace all such carcinogens, and we can really make organic food. Organic food means food which has been grown without the use of any such chemical entities. So biofertilizer industry is one another industry where a microbiologist is going to contribute.
Yeah, it's really incredible how microbiology is connecting with the real world issues today. From feeding the world to protecting human health and the environment. This field is really making a difference. It opens a world of possibilities for students who want to explore beyond traditional roles. Well, Dr. Kapoor, every expert has a story. What's your story? What inspired you to pursue a career in microbiology?
Actually, the increasing avenues, like increasing line of job openings which were coming up, that it really inspired me to join this line of discipline, that is microbiology, amongst all the lines which are available in biology, like botany, zoology, environmental science, biotechnology, biochemistry, genetics, molecular biology, plant molecular biology, animal biotechnology. I find that microbiology holds tremendous opportunity for as far as the research, as far as the job opportunity is concerned. So that really inspired me to choose microbiology as one of the most important area where I can contribute, and I can also easily get a job.
That is really great. But we've seen that there are fields like biotechnology and genetics that overlap with microbiology. So this makes a student a little confusing to choose the right career path. So, can you clarify the differences between microbiology, biotechnology, and genetics, and how students can decide which one aligns with their interest?
But you very rightly said, yes, they are very much overlapping. Most of the time, microbiology and biotechnology, they are highly overlapping. Genetics, I would say that it is a very niche area, like it would only cater to the DNA and the inheritance of the characters through the genes. But microbiology and biotechnology are quite overlapping. If one has to choose between all three disciplines, I would always prefer microbiology, not because I'm into microbiology, but I'll tell you what the reason. Like, actually, when you do biotechnology, when you do a course in biotechnology, you will realize that most of the biotechnological techniques, most of the concepts in biotechnology have actually evolved using one or the other microbes. So, microbiology is a basic science. if you learn how to cultivate a microbe, you can also do organ culture also. You can do tissue culturing. You can learn different sophisticated techniques if you are good at culturing of microorganisms. So microbiology is a very basic discipline, and many of the subjects have actually evolved from microbiology. Biotechnology is one of them. Biotechnology actually came out of microbiology. So microbiology is actually a kind of a father of all these life science disciplines. So I would say that if one has got a choice to choose between microbiology, biotechnology, and genetics, for the point of view of the job openings and career opportunities, microbiology followed by biotechnology and then followed by genetics would be the my choice, like to opt.
Well, Rajiv, that's a great way to break it down. So, understanding these distinction that microbiology is the father of all biotechnology as well as genetics
Genetics,
can
yeah.
really help students make informed choices about their careers. But my next question is that to pursue a career in microbiology, what educational path a student should follow? What degrees, specialization, and essential courses would you recommend?
Right. The choice, if one is very keen about joining microbiology, he or she should pursue sciences with biology as one of the subjects in 10 plus 2. Once you complete your 10 plus 2, then there are options nowadays, like to pursue your bachelor's in science in microbiology. So there are many universities who have actually this course, BSc in microbiology. Delhi University is one. There are many colleges. There are more than 6 colleges now in Delhi University who are offering BSc in microbiology. Then for people who want to stick to the subject, you can, if you don't get a seat in BSc in microbiology, you can also pursue BSc in biotechnology also, or biochemistry also, because these are all related disciplines. So first try for BSc in microbiology, then BSc in biotechnology. Then if you don't get in both these subjects, you can try out get into biochemistry or other life science disciplines. And once you do your bachelor's, then you should pursue a course that is your master's also in microbiology. So masters will open up a lot of opportunities for you. Like after your masters, you can get into research, you can get into your industry, and of course, after masters, if you become devoted to a particular area in microbiology, maybe industrial microbiology or immunology or even medical microbiology, so you can pursue a PhD in that particular area.
That's a very structured roadmap that you have given, and it's really great to know that today's students have multiple pathways to enter this field. आई थिंक जब आपने इस फील्ड को चुना होगा तब आपके पास इतने ऑप्शंस नहीं होंगे, इतने पाथवेज
Yes, ma'am.
नहीं होंगे. बट आई एम श्योर जो आपने आज बताया है, दिस कैन हेल्प स्टूडेंट प्लान देयर कैरियर्स better.
You're
Right.
right, ma'am.
One thing more, article, if you see, a lot of focus is on practical skills.
You're right.
So, apart from formal education, what practical skills should students develop to stand out in this field?
They should. I would always suggest that there are many labs. Every university has lab. While doing their bachelor's or while doing their masters, they should get associated with a lab, with a laboratory who are doing research in microbiology, and there they should develop practical skills for handling microorganisms, isolation of microorganisms, cultivation of microorganisms, maintaining these microorganisms. So that itself is a very big area where they should develop their skills. And there are many labs. Almost every university has labs which are dedicated to study of microbiology. So students can join these labs, and they can develop the skills required for isolation, cultivation, and characterization of microorganisms.
It's a very valuable advice, and it shows that learning doesn't stop in the classroom. Practical skills are the key to success, and it can give students a competitive advantage in today's job market. Students often wonder whether microbiology is the right field for them. For those students who want to explore microbiology today, can you suggest a few simple experiment or project that they can try at home or in school to develop their interest? जैसे क्लास 12th में एक बायो में प्रोजेक्ट्स होते हैं, so can you
Right.
suggest some project in that so that a child develops an interest in that investigative project and takes up
Yes.
microbiology in his graduation?
Right, ma'am. So, to study microorganisms, you would need at least a microscope. I would suggest that students should explore what all different kinds of microorganisms are present around them. We can start with a simple experiment with a bread. If you keep a moist bread, into an open area in a vessel, the moist bread will slowly show the growth of a fungus. Like it's a fungus, I am carrying a plate. This is a fungus which is sporulating, and you can see that these microorganisms, they automatically grow on the food products. So if we study these fungus under a microscope, we will see that these fungus are actually very fascinating organisms, and they have very structured sporangia which they could never have seen through a naked eye. And the fermentation, second thing is the fermentation can be studied in our household also. Like in fermentation, the development of curd, the fermenting of a sugar into an alcohol, they all can be seen and can be observed in and around us in a simple microbiology lab or even at household also. The formation of curd is actually a microbiological process. You can isolate the microorganism from the curd. So there are a lot of living microorganisms which cause the formation of curd. So these microorganisms can be isolated from the curd on such petri plates, and then we can study these microorganisms under the microscope. So there are a lot of ways we can isolate microorganisms from the environment around us, from the soils, from the water, and from even if I
Idli
would say
dosha
that.
batter is also fermented.
Yeah. So all such products, they have microorganisms. The whole bakery industry runs on one product, that is khamir, which we call as Saccharomyces cerevisiae. So that can also be seen under a microscope.
Dr. Kapoor, many students they hesitate to choose microbiology because of the concerns about job availability and career stability. Today, you have shown us that there are a lot of jobs that are available even in the industry, so that is not a barrier. But one thing is there that all these jobs involve lot of research. A lot of research is involved in whether you go into any industry, space exploration, and all. The microbiologists have to do a lot of research, and research is highly competitive, and major breakthroughs can take years.
You're right.
So, how can students develop this resilience and mindset needed to thrive in this field?
Yeah. So there are, if I talk about microbiology as a critical field with global demand, so I would say that microbes are actually affecting every aspect of life, from healthcare to food safety to biotechnology and environmental sustainability. Like there are a lot of global challenges which are to be solved by microbiologists, like the emerging infectious diseases, the antibiotic resistance, which I've already talked about. Then the food security, like it is also a major challenge, like the development of fermented foods, food safety testing, and development of probiotics. Even the climate change issues can be solved using the intervention of microbes. The space exploration studies also can be uh, done using microbes. So there is expanding career opportunity for a microbiologist. So uh, there is no dearth of jobs. There is no dearth of uh, industries who would love to take microbiologists on board.
But what about research? How do students develop the resilience and mindset needed to thrive in this field, Because research sometimes can be take a long time, which may demotivate many students.
Yeah, I would say that research would is always exploring. Like if even if you are not getting your results, still that is a result according to me, and that is how you slowly contribute to the science. Uh, in science, even a negative result is considered to be a result and it actually contributes to the learning of science. So, there is nothing to get demotivated if research is challenging. I would say that research is very exciting and students should get into research. It is only through research that new products are developed, new innovations happen, and you actually can contribute to the society and to the world using research only. So, I'll give you simple examples. What doctors do, doctors only prescribe the medicines. But who has made these medicines? It is the researchers who have made these medicines. So you actually teach the doctors. As a researcher, you actually teach the world how to solve a particular problem. Doctors are merely for prescribing the medicines, but a researcher is someone who is actually developing a medicine. So, a researcher has a major role to play, uh, and whether you can say in career or in contributing to the society or contributing to solving the major problems. So, researchers always have an upper hand.
That's such valuable advice, So we can say resilience and passion are the key to success in any scientific field.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Finally, looking back, Dr. Kapoor, what is one key piece of advice you would give to students who are unsure about their career paths?
Like microbiology, I would say it's a it's a future career. The global biotechnology market is projected to grow. There's a figure which was published in a journal. So the market is going to grow up to $3.44 trillion, and
That's
in
huge.
this in this scenario, microbiologists have to play a very key role in this sector, and the WHO has declared antimicrobial resistance a top priority, creating huge demand for experts in antibiotic discovery. So, in the coming days, the world is looking towards a microbiologist to solve the problems. The food, the beverage industries, they entirely rely on microbiologists to ensure safety, and the dairy products and the probiotics industry, they're all looking at the microbiologists to come over and solve their problems. Uh, and how to secure a stable and rewarding career, I would say that every student who is keen to develop a career in microbiology should gain hands on experience through internships and lab work. They should try to associate themselves with a lab and they should try to gain some skills. It is a totally skill dependent area. If you are skilled in handling microorganisms, you can definitely find a very good career and a very good job. So try to increase your skills in the area of microbiology. That will definitely help you secure a very comfortable position in this industry.
That's really truly inspiring. And every student watching today will be benefited from this valuable advice. Thank you, Dr. Kapoor, for this enlightening conversation. Your journey and expertise have truly opened up a world of possibilities to our audience today. To all our viewers, if today's discussion sparked your curiosity about microbiology, explore it further. The future needs scientists, innovators, and problem solvers like you. Thinking about a career in microbiology but need guidance? At Vanya Career Consultancy, we guide students in making informed career choices that align with their interests and aspiration. And if you're unsure about your career path, connect with us for expert guidance. Follow Dr. Rajeev Kapoor for more insights into microbiology and intellectual property too. Drop your thoughts in the comments. What part of today's session interested you the most? Stay tuned for the next episode of Vanya's Career Show, where we continue to bring you expert insights into diverse career fields. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Rajiv, once
Thank you.
again.
Thank you. Thank you for listening.